Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katie. Today I'm going to talk about celebrating your successes. So when you do your yoga, if you find that you have a little extra stretch, or you can hold your stretch a little bit more, perhaps you can hold your balance a little bit better than you did last time, I want you to congratulate yourself. Don't follow that congratulations up with, oh, I should be able to do this better. I've been doing yoga for a while. Somebody else can do it better than me. Those kind of thoughts only serve to demotivate you from your yoga. So I want you to celebrate those small successes, and then you'll find that you're much more motivated for your yoga practice. Some of the things you can do is just focus on the things you're doing well in. Listen to the instructions, the step-by-step instructions, and make sure you celebrate the successes you've had. All right, let's begin our yoga practice. I'm going to sit down and take a lie down. So join me. We're going to just lengthen through the legs and just place the left hand on the belly and the right hand on top. Rest your elbows on the floor. Let's lift the head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. I want you to feel your shoulder blades flatten to the floor. Now, if you find they're lifted, which often they are, then just lift your shoulder blades up and try to widen the chest, flatten the shoulder blades down. Do make sure you're tucking your chin in slightly so you can get the length in the back of the neck. And let's just pause for a few breaths. Find out where your breath is. It usually starts in the chest, so we want to bring it down to the rib cage. And then down to the belly so we can feel the breath rising and falling in our hands. So your in breath, your belly will rise up, and your out breath, your belly will drop down. Now we're going to bring our arms to our sides and bring the toes forward. So you're pushing through the heels, flexing the toes so they're reaching towards the torso. Let's breathe in, point the toes towards the floor, bring the arms over the head. See if you can touch the fingernails down to the floor. Widen your arms if you need to. Big breath in, open the rib cage and breathe out. Flex those toes and bring the arms back to the sides. Let's do a few more of those breaths. Breathe in, point the toes, reach with the arms. Tap the fingernails on the floor and breathe out. Lower the arms down. So you don't want to be moving too fast in this move. Just to the count of 3, arms overhead, and the count of 3, arms back to sides. That's it, beautiful. Working on a nice flowing movement. Finding the stretches. Okay, reaching up. Feeling the stretch in the front of the body, around the shoulders and arms, around the legs, and breathe out. Now let's walk the feet to the end position, and we're going to bring the knees to the chest just one at a time. Give them a nice big hug. Now you can lift your hips up a little to lengthen your lower spine. Place your hips down. Then keep the navel drawn just down a little and rock your knees from side to side. See if you can get your lower back nice and flat on the floor so you can stretch it out with your movement from side to side. All right, let's extend our left leg. Take the right knee to chest. Now we're going to just hold on to that knee for the moment and rotate the ankle. So nice big circle in the ankle. So try and make it a big circle. Try not to cut your circle short. Now circle back the opposite direction. So we're looking to get a big range of movement in that ankle. Now we're going to tuck the toes behind the extended leg knee and take the opposite hand, bring the knee across. This is our twist. I want you to make sure your shoulder blades are flat on the floor and bring your opposite hand to the side and turn your head that direction. Now breathe into the chest that's open, so it's quite a big stretch in the chest also. So let's breathe into that and help the stretch. Now extend your leg if you can into an L, capital L position. So the leg, now if you find you can't bring your foot to the floor, just bend your elbow, place your hand under your knee and just rest it there so you can hold your leg up. So just experiment with letting it go down, and if it goes down, that's wonderful. And you can place your hand just on the outer edge. So the capital L is the torso for the downstroke and the leg for the bottom of the L. Okay, let's bend that knee, bring the knee back to the chest. Beautiful, and we're going to place that foot down on the floor and then lift it up. We've got a happy baby pose, so a half happy baby pose. So take the hand behind the knee and draw that knee to your chest. Now bring it out to the side. Now you can slide your hand up to your ankle for level 2 or hand outside the foot. Relax the shoulders down, firm waist. Now draw the knee down to the side of the body. So you want to keep it nice and upwards and feel that stretch in the hip and around the back of that thigh. So let's take a few breaths there. Okay, lovely. We're going to release that foot now, and I'm just going to move a little bit sideways so I can bring my left knee to my chest and extend my right leg. So let's rotate the ankle again, so making sure you're getting that really big circle in the ankle. So try and draw as big a circle as you can with those toes. Okay, and back around the other way. Nice big circles with the ankles. Now taking the knee with the opposite hand, remember to bring your arm out to the side, tuck the toes behind the knee and twist. So keeping the shoulders right down away from ears, let's bring the knee across. So let's pause here and start to stretch the outer edge of our hip. Now when you're ready, you can extend that leg and again, support the knee with your hand and gently lower that leg down. So just take your hand on the outer edge of the leg. So keeping those shoulder blades on the floor. Let's take a few breaths here, feeling that lovely stretch in the hip. Okay, bring the knee to the chest, and we're coming into our half happy baby. So take the hand behind the knee, and then we're going to bring the knee out to the side. You can stay here or move your hand up to your ankle or your foot. Relax the shoulders down, tummy in. Draw that knee down to the side of the rib cage. That's it, beautiful. And just bring your arm out to the side so you can counteract the weight, counterbalance the body with the weight of that leg, so the opposite arm and leg always drop out to the opposite side. So let's take a few more breaths here. All right, we're going to let that foot go. Now bring the knees to the chest and let's drop them to the side and lift up. Now I'm going to turn my feet around and face the opposite direction. So from here we're going into a child's pose. So toes together, knees wide, extend your arms forward. Now I want you to focus on drawing the shoulders towards the hips. So you want to slide them down towards the hips as far as they go. Have your elbows lifted if you can. Now navel is lifted, sit on your heels, and then let's lower the elbows down and bring the thumbs together. Okay, so we're going to rotate our palms now. So thumbs are up to ceiling, rotate them outwards so palms are up. Now if you can lift your elbows, you're going to get a bigger rotation in your arms and working into shoulders. Then rotate your hands again so the palms are flat. Now elbows can be on the floor. Let's do that again. Rotate, thumbs up to ceiling, then outwards. Try to flatten the backs of the hands, and that's going to rotate a little bit more into your shoulder blades. So the more you draw your shoulder blades down away from your ears, the more work you feel in your back. Okay, rotate them back, palms on the floor. Let's try that one more time. Rotating outwards, backs of hands on floor. Let's feel that rotation right up the arms into the shoulder blades. Rotate the palms back down to the floor And we're going to lift up and then bring the knees as wide as we can. Now, you need to just experiment a little with this because this is a modified frog pose and it's quite strong on the groin, the inner thigh, and you can extend the arms, have the elbows lifted. If that's too strong for shoulders, drop them down, but I want you to focus in the hips. It's quite a big stretch, and if you can manage your knees even wider, try that out. If you've gone really wide and you're finding it uncomfortable, bring your knees slightly in. It is a strong stretch. Do challenge yourself, have a go. Otherwise, just go back to child's pose. Let's stay a few breaths. Okay, let's take a walk with our hands back to our hips. And this time, what I want you to do is walk your hands around to the side. Now, bring your left hand really close to your knee and let's reach the right arm forward. So I want you to keep walking that hand a little bit to the side so we get a nice big stretch. So you should be able to feel a really big stretch around the right side of the body, right down to the rib cage and through the arm. Now let's take a walk with the hands and we'll walk them around to the other side, and now you're going to take your right hand next to your knee, draw it back and then extend through that left arm. So bring your forehead to the floor and just focus on getting that stretch around the ribs and around the arm. Okay, let's lift ourselves up. So bring yourselves back up and we're going to bring the knees in and come forward into a cat pose. From here we're going to do an alternate arm leg raise. So make sure your knees are directly under your hips and wrists under shoulders. Draw your shoulders towards your hips, tighten your tummy, and let's breathe in, reach the right arm, left leg. Make sure you squeeze your buttocks firmly and tighten your waist. Breathe out, lower your hand and leg down. Breathe in, take a nice big stretch. Breathe out, lower it down. And let's do a few more each side. So we want to get that really big stretch in the back, work the buttocks and stretch out those legs. Now remember to go at the pace of your breath, no need to rush. Now let's do one more each side. Now we're going to do a pointer or 45 degrees with our arm and legs. So let's breathe in, reach the arm and leg forward and back. Breathe out, arm and leg diagonal, tighten your waist. Breathe in, arm and leg forward and back. Breathe out, hand and knee down, change sides. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, diagonal. Breathe in, reach forward and back, and breathe out, come down. Let's do that again. Breathe in, reaching. Breathe out, diagonal. Breathe in, forward and back. Breathe out, down. And again. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, diagonal. Breathe in, forward and back. Breathe out, hand and knee down. Now this time, we're going to do diagonal, but bring the arms and legs to 45-degree position so it's a little bit stronger. If you can't quite manage that, just stay with the diagonal movement. So let's breathe in, right arm, left leg. Breathe out, we're going to diagonal and we're going to continue. Now flex your foot, bring your toes forward. Tighten your tummy, draw your shoulders towards your hips and then breathe in, arm and leg forward and back. Breathe out, hand and knee down. How did you go? Try the other side. Breathe in, raise your arm and leg. Breathe out, diagonal. If you can, continue to move your arm and leg and flex your foot. That's it, beautiful. Breathe in, forward and back. Breathe out, hand and knee down. We're going to do it one more time each side and see how you go this time. Breathe in, right arm, left leg. Breathe out, diagonal, pose forward, flex the foot, and then arm and leg in a T position. Breathe in, arm and leg forward and back. Breathe out, hand and knee down. Change sides. Breathe in, forward and back. Breathe out. Breathe in, forward and back, and breathe out. Beautiful work. Now sit on your heels. Now I'm going to face forward so you can see me. And we're going to link our fingers. Now, if this is too uncomfortable sitting on your heels, just lift up onto your knees and give your buttocks a little squeeze and thighs firm. Otherwise, you're going to sit on the top of your feet to give them a nice stretch. Link your fingers. Beautiful. And let's do a nice wave action with the hands. Now, one hand is going to lead the action. So just notice which hand is leading. And make sure you focus on that leading of the hand, because in a moment we're going to change. Okay, now the other hand is going to lead. So here we go. So your wave action should actually start from the other side. How are you going? All right, if you're a little bit dominant on one side, this is going to be quite challenging. So it'll help to loosen up your mind. Okay, beautiful. And let's place those hands down on the knees. Okay, now we're going to go into a gate pose. So come onto your hands and knees. And we're going to slide our left foot back. Toes are on the floor. Squeeze your buttocks and rotate your hips. Now lift your hand up. As soon as you rotate your hips, your hand's going to lift. So lifting up, reach up to the ceiling. Now, would you squeeze your buttocks, nice firm waist, and let's bring the arm over the head. Now draw the shoulders towards the hips and lift the back leg up. Put the weight evenly through your hand and your knee. Lift the back leg up. That's it, beautiful. Now, you can try level 3 if you want to by bringing your knee to your chest and hold the knee. For those who are a little more strong and flexible, hold your big toe or your foot and extend that foot forward. Keep nice and strong. Okay, let's bring the knee in, reach the arm and the leg forward and back, and then lower the foot down, lower the hand down. Beautiful work. And we're going to change sides. So sliding the right foot back, rotate the hips, lift the hand up. Let's extend the arm over the head, draw the shoulders towards hips, and lift the back leg up. Now you can progress by bringing the knee to chest, hold the knee with the hand, then hold the foot, extend the foot out. Try to keep your nice long spine. Try not to round out your back or cave in through your center. And then bend the knee, reach the arm and leg, forward and back, lower the foot down, lower the hand down and the knee. All right, so let's walk our hands back towards our knees for our camel. Knees under hips, turn your hands into fists. Put them just above your lower back and draw your elbows in to open your chest up. Squeeze your shoulder blades a little together. Let's squeeze the buttocks, push the hips forward so your hips widen. Lengthen through the spine, then lean back. So you want to stay out of your lower back. Chin could be at chest, so that's for any discomfort in the neck. Otherwise, diagonal or lower your head back. Now, you might find that you're quite comfortable in this position and would like to try level 2. You can bring your hands down to your ankles. If your ankles are too far away, tuck your toes under and hold the ankles. Now, widen the chest, squeeze the buttocks, push the hips forward, and then let's take 3 breaths here. And take a walk with your hands up the back of your body. Flatten the feet and then dive the hands down by the sides. Forehead down now. Relax the shoulders towards the floor. Breathe into your back for a nice rest. Now breathe in the back from the lower spine to the mid back and right up to the neck. Okay, so let's slide our hands forward and lift up. We're coming back, coming into a cat pose again, and we'll do cat-cow pose. So let's breathe in, cat arch, big stretch, pull the tummy up, press the tops of the feet in the floor, and breathe out, cow pose. Tuck toes under, slight shoulders to hips and look forward. Breathe in, cat arch, big stretch, and breathe out, cow pose. Let's do that 2 more times. This is wonderful for the spine. Gives us beautiful spinal mobility and the back muscles, a nice big stretch. Okay, lovely. Now we're going to do a thread the needle. So let's take our right hand, breathe in, lift it up, breathe out, thread it underneath the left arm, temple down. We're going to go to a level 2, so slide your left foot away, toes are on the floor, push through the heel, and make sure you don't lift your leg up. Now your head position, now pick a position where your neck is comfortable. For this one, we're going to take the bottom arm, bend the elbow, and I want you to press it on the inside of your knee. So if you're in a very good, well-placed cat position, this will be easier to do. If your knees were a little bit far back, you might have to bring your knees forward. So elbow pushes into the inside of the knee, and then lift your top hand up. Come to prayer at chest. So this is lovely and stable. You can do it without the elbow pressed into the knee, but this is a very nice position. So if you can get into the full position, do try. Let's take a few breaths here. Okay, now let's place the hands on the floor, the knee down. Lift yourself up, back into a cat position. Alright, so let's try the other side. Breathe in, reach the arm up, breathe out, thread the needle, temple down to the floor, and then extend your right leg back and draw your elbow down to the inside of your knee, hands to chest in prayer. So when you've got your balance right, this is quite a comfortable, stable position. So let's come out of it now. Place your hand on the floor, the knee down, and lift up. Perfect. Now we're going into down dog, so tuck toes under, lift the hips up, and let's make sure our dog isn't too small. So some people walk their feet forward so they can have their feet flat. Well, let's try to get those legs a bit wider. So don't make it too wide, otherwise you kind of get into this very undangly position. So just make sure that your feet and hands are hip width apart. Pull the tummy up, lift the hips up, bring the chest to the thighs. Now, when you bring your chest to your thighs, you should feel you can rock a little bit in your shoulders. Can you feel them loosen up a bit? So that's what you want. You want the drawing away from the ears and then a little bit loose, so you can sort of shake them up and down. That's a good position. So we're not locking into shoulders. Okay, so line the head up with the arms. Try not to just drop it down. Line it up with the arms. Let's take a few breaths into the rib cage here. Now breathe into that rib cage, expand it out as much as you can, and then breathing out. Let's try one more. And walk the hands to the feet. So a little bit more work in doing that. Now let the upper body hang down, so heels, feet are parallel and heels are under hips. Bend the knees a little, hold the elbows chin to chest, gaze at your thighs, let the upper body hang down loosely. Now let's move the elbows and the torso from side to side, feeling that nice stretch in the lower back. Okay, lower the arms down, hands on shins, breathe in, breathe out, squeeze your buttocks, tighten your tummy, stack your vertebrae up one at a time, from the lower spine, mid-back, shoulder blades, shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Okay, lovely, give yourselves a shake. So have we found lots of reasons to congratulate ourselves on our little successes yet? You should have found quite a few there already. All right, now we're going to do sun salute 2 times. So make sure you place your feet together, but just a little bit apart so the bones don't rub. Lift the toes up, spread them out. Make sure the weight's evenly through your feet and give your buttocks a little squeeze. So this is a slight pelvic tilt. So we're slightly tilting our pelvis into a nice straight position. So lifting up this rib cage now, lift up through the spine, particularly the lower spine and the ribs, and then lift shoulders to ears, roll them back, draw them downwards, stretch fingers apart and reach the floor. So the chin needs to be parallel to the floor. Check that the back of the neck is comfortable. Move the head in whatever direction it takes to loosen up. Then reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. Beautiful. Let's take 3 breaths here. Just in a mountain pose. It's a beautiful posture. Helps us align our body and stand tall. Okay, let's take a deep breath in. Circle the arms back, squeeze the buttocks. Lift the arms up, just a gentle back bend, and breathe out. Thumbs, follow the nose, chest, and down the legs to the floor. Keep the chin to chest, chest to thighs, and flat back. Hands can be on shins, toes, or on the floor. If you're inclined to put the weight in the heels, just move your hands forward so you can move the weight to the middle or a little bit forward in the foot. And then forward fold, chest to thighs. Okay, step back, right foot only, knee down, flatten the foot and sweep the arms back. Nice big circle back and down. So reaching those arms up in a low lunge position, taking 3 breaths here. Breathe down to the belly. Breathe in, hands down to floor, breathe out. Tuck your back toe under, plank. Let's breathe in. And plank to floor, otherwise just knees and chest down. So just mind your shoulders. If you have got any shoulder issues, just put the knees down first. Breathe in, cobra, push through the heels of the hands, draw the shoulders right down away from ears, tuck toes under, lift up, breathe out. Let's pause here for a few breaths. Just keep your dog loose. If you'd like to stay static, you're welcome to do so. If you'd like to loosen up through the hips and shoulders, just a little movement is fine. Okay, crouch, bend the knees. Look between the hands. Now step the right foot forward, left foot forward, forward fold. From here we've got chair pose. So let's swing the arms back, lift them up into chair pose, and then float the hands down again. Rotate the palms forward, thumbs out. Breathe in, reach up, and breathe out, hands down to chest in prayer. Deep breath in and out. Let's do that again. Sun salute. Thumbs follow the body line as we breathe out into forward fold. Chest to thighs and then flat back. Keep the knees a little bit soft and breathe out. Chest to thighs, step back, plank, left foot, right foot. Let's pause in our plank moment, build some strength here. Knees to floor if it's challenging. Otherwise, squeeze your buttocks together, tighten the tummy, and slide your shoulders as far as you can towards your hips. Look in front of your fingertips. Don't let that head drop down. Take 3 breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Plank to floor or knees and chest down. Breathe in, cobra. Tuck toes under, breathe out. Down dog. Now let's pause here. And crouch, bend the knees, look between the thumbs. Step the left foot and the right foot forward, forward fold. And we're going to breathe in, lift the arms up, chair pose. Float the arms down, rotate the thumbs forward, or palms forward, thumbs outwards. Then breathe in, reach up to the ceiling, breathe out, hands down to chest. Let's take 3 big breaths. And then flat your hands down and let's face forward. We've got 2 balances. We're going to flow from one to the other, but if you don't wish to do that, put your foot down between them and reset your body. Let's start with the star pose. So I'm going to take my right leg diagonally out and then point through the big toe. So you're getting the inner thigh switching on, firm buttocks, firm waist, lift up your rib cage, lift your arms up. Now shoulders stay down, so stay strong around your back and your rib cage. Bend the standing knee and flex your leg up. So this should be a lovely, graceful, smooth movement. That's it, beautiful. Let's take 3 breaths here. Keep reaching through those fingers and the toes. Now, if you can, we're going to slowly bring the hands to the chest. Now, tighten your waist. Bring your ankle to your knee. So you're bending your knee quite a bit. Pull the tummy in and push the hips back. So it's like a squat. And then you ease back into it. The further you can get back, the bigger the stretch around your buttocks and your inner thigh. Now, if you're able to, float your forearms to your shin. Okay, let's pause for a few breaths here. Breathe as deeply as you can. And then breathe in. Now reach the arms up to the ceiling, kick your leg forward, breathe in and breathe out. Circle the arms back to chest, foot to floor. Deep breath in and out. Take a walk with your feet. Let's try that again on the other side. Left leg, point through the ball of the foot, give the buttocks a squeeze, inner thigh working, arms raised, thumbs up, shoulders down, tight waist. Bend the standing knee and float up into your star pose. Okay, 3 breaths. Okay, I'm going to float the hands in, ankle to knee, tighten the waist, push the hips back, and float the forearms down to shin if you can. Pause for 3 breaths. And float yourself up. We're going to shoot those hands to the ceiling, kick the foot forward, and hands to chest. Deep breath in and out. And float your hands down. Take a little walk with the feet. So how did you go with the balances? Have you found more reasons to celebrate your successes? Good. Let's turn and face sideways. We're going to do some standing strength, but start with the sun salute. So drawing your spine up nice and tall, reaching your fingers down, positioning yourself in your mountain pose. And when you're ready, deep breath in, sun salute. This time swan dive, forward fold. Chest to thighs, flat back, breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Step back to plank, breathe in. Breathe out, plank to floor. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, down dog. All right, beautiful. So just relaxing in down dog. This is a rest position, so nice and loose. And let's step the feet together. Lift the right leg up, 3-leg dog. Squeeze the buttocks, bring the chest to the thighs. Lunge your foot between your hands. Now have a look at your feet, make sure they're hip width apart. This is very important for your balance. Then sweep your arms back, lift up for high lunge, wide prayer. Nice and balanced. Shoulders roll back and down, reach the fingers up. Breathe down to your belly, 3 breaths. Now let's breathe in. Now breathe out, lower your left hand down to the floor and swing your right arm down to the floor also, but past your hip and circle up to the ceiling. Now in that way you can get a lovely shoulder movement, nice rotation in the shoulder, and you can keep your shoulders safe. Okay, beautiful. So we've got this twist, lunge twist. If you need your back knee on the floor, please place it down. Now with our top hand, we're going to circle it back to our hip. Lift both arms up, back into high lunge. How's your balance? Is it still good? Well done. Let's breathe in, breathe out, left elbow on right knee, circle your right arm down to the floor and onto your hip. Let's look sideways. Now, are we pushing through the back heel and drawing our shoulders down? Now, this is a little bit of a challenge, so lower your right hand down, circle it up to the ceiling, then reach your left arm forward. So you're not resting on your knee at all. Hold this. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to circle the arm back, place the hand on the floor, the other hand on the floor, and lower the knee down. So we're having a little rest. Flatten the top of the foot. Now we're taking the right hand inside the foot, toe heel, the foot out wider. We're stretching into hips. So try to slide your left knee back a little. For the stretchy people, you can bring your elbows right down to the floor. If you're not quite so stretchy, bend the elbows, chin to chest, let the head hang down. Let's breathe down to the belly and into the hip that's stretching. That's the one with the leg forward. Now, if you can, drop your foot out to the side or your knee out to the side so the sole of the foot is facing sideways. Now, that will give you a bigger stretch on the inner thigh. Okay, lifting up. Lower your foot down, take your hand outside your foot and toe heel your foot back in line with your hip. Tuck that back toe under and lower the back heel down. So we're in warrior one position with the legs. Sweep the arms back, lift up. Warrior one position, beautiful. Okay, warrior two, so open the chest, arms in a T position. Just watch that your feet haven't drifted. Heels lined up or heel in line with the middle of the front foot or the back foot. Squeezing the buttocks, tighten the tummy, lower the shoulders down and just turn your head. Don't turn your hips, just your head will do. All right, rotate your front palm, proud warrior. Okay, just gazing at the arm. Now, if you can, you're going to lift your arm up, bend the arm. Now, you can give it a little push for that tricep stretch. Otherwise, take your hand behind your back. See if your arms reach. If they don't, just rest your hands on your back. Lift your elbow. Just get a bigger stretch. So we're working the shoulders, stretching a little bit more into our proud warrior. And then windmilling the arms back, down, the other arm up, straighten your front leg. Okay, so we've got a triangle, breathe in. Now, with this one you need to squeeze your buttocks first. And then when you squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, reach the arms up and push your hips back. You should immediately get a stretch on your inner thigh. And that will tell you if your hips are in the right place. So let's reach forward and then windmill the arms into position. Have we kept the buttocks firm? And that's going to keep the inner thigh stretching of the front leg. Take the chin and lengthen through the back of the neck and draw the shoulders away from ears. Now, if you can, your balance, take your hand outside your leg. And some of you may reach the floor, feel free to do that. Breathe into the top side of your body. Then bend your front knee. Place your elbow on your knee. And extend the arm. For some of you, it's quite comfortable to bring your arm down to the floor. Please do that. And then lower your hand down. Take one hand on either side of the foot and go on the ball of the back foot. Step your back foot next to your front foot. Chest to thighs. That's it, beautiful. And flat back. Forward fold and a nice big breath in, sun salute. Breathe out, hands down to sides, so back to chest in prayer. And we go. Let's try that again. And deep breath in. Notice the difference between each side of your body. Forward fold.
flat back, and forward fold. Step back, left foot, right foot, plank. Breathe out, down to floor. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, down dog. And let's adjust our down dog. And a little bit of stretching here and there with the dog. And then step your feet together, lift your left leg up, three-leg dog. Chest towards your thighs, lengthen your arms. And breathe out, foot between the hands. Adjust your feet to hip width apart. Sweep the arms back, lift up, roll shoulders back and draw them down. Stretch your fingers as much as you can. Your hands need a good stretch. Now breathe in. Now breathe out. Float both hands down, one to the floor, and circle the left hand up to the ceiling. Nice and comfortable for the shoulder. Let's pause here for a few breaths. Okay, we're going to circle that arm back to the hip and lift up into our high lunge. Big breath, breathe out. Right elbow to knee, circle the arm back to the hip. Now, keep the arm active, don't flop your hand down. Keep the hand active. Push through the back heel, shoulders down. Now you can stay here if you want to. Or you can reach your hand down to the floor and circle it up to the ceiling. Then reach the other arm forward. Now if you've switched on your core muscles and you're nice and strong around the legs and hips, this is quite comfortable. Circle your arm down, bring the hand to the floor, back knee down. Toe heel foot wider, hand inside the foot, and slide your right knee back. Stretching hips, elbows to the floor or just a little bit bent, chin tucked in, a crown of head to floor. Breathe into your back, right down into your belly, and into the hip that's stretching. Now roll the outer edge of your foot to the side so your knee drops out and you get that lovely stretch on the inner thigh as well as into the hip. And let's just stay in this position for a few more breaths. Okay, we're going to lower that foot back down to the floor and take your hand outside the foot. Toe heel the foot in line with the hip. Now tuck the back toe under and lift the knee. Lower the back heel down, we have warrior one. So set your feet up. Sweep the arms back, lift them up, roll the shoulders back and draw down. Perfect. Lift the chin slightly to bring that breath right down into the chest. Then open the arms up, turn the chest sideways, make sure you squeeze your buttocks, shoulders are down. Now the temptation is to move the hips when you move your head. No need to do that. Just keep the hips and the chest facing sideways, just turn the head. This is good for your neck mobility. Warrior two. Now check that your front knee is pushed out sideways. That's it, lovely. And then we're going to lower the back hand down, rotate the front hand, lift it up into proud warrior. Now from here, we're going to lift the elbow a little higher, give it a little push, and if you can, take the other arm behind the back for our cow face pose. Shoulders stay down, chin is lifted, and you can arch back a little more, pointing your elbow to the ceiling. Breathe into the front of your body and the side of your body. Alright, we're going to release, straighten the front leg, bring the arms into a T position, getting ready for our triangle. So squeeze your buttocks, push your hips to the back and reach your arm forward. Remember that inner thigh switches on, it should be switched on now. Windmill the arms into a T position, now we're back into triangle. Make sure that tail is tucked under, tummy drawn in, shoulders towards hips. Now again, if you are able to bring your hand outside your leg, then try to do that as a challenge, because it can feel a little bit wobbly if you haven't quite got your tail tucked in or tucked under, your buttocks squeezing, tummy firm. Okay, bend the front knee, bring the elbow to knee and extend the arm into a diagonal. Now you can stay here, or you can slide your hand down to the floor, making it a much stronger side angle pose. And then float your hand down to the floor, one hand on either side of your foot, and then step your back foot forward. Okay, upper body down, hands on shins, let's breathe in, breathe out, slide the hands up the legs, squeeze the buttocks, lift shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Beautiful. Give yourselves a shake. Okay, now we're going to do a squat. So let's toe heel our feet wider and drop the little toes over the edge of the side of the mat. Now let's stand tall, give your buttocks a little squeeze, breathe in, sun salute, breathe out, bring the hands down to the chest and start to squat down. Now if you can, your elbows go inside your knees one at a time and push your knees a little bit wider, lowering the palms down to the center of the chest. Okay, let's pull the tummy in, and just if you tuck the tail slightly under, that helps us sit taller and it lengthens through the lower spine. So let's pause here for a few breaths. This is a wonderful way to work your ankles and your knees and your hips. Now let's bring the hands down and take a seat. So let's bring the hands behind the knees, breathe in, lift up tall and breathe out. Draw the navel in, round the lower back and drop the chin towards the chest as you walk your hands down the backs of your legs. Now we're going to do some stretching into the hips. So let's place one ankle on the knee, same hand as knee, let's push that knee away. So make sure you don't twist your hips. Keep your hips even and just push your knee away as far as you can keep your hips even. This is our level 1 hip stretch, or pigeon hip stretch. Now lift your other knee up, thread the hands around the thigh. Keep the back of the neck lengthened, shoulders softened. Okay, beautiful. So let's pause in this position. Now you need to have your spine on the floor, chin slightly tucked in, lengthen through the back of the neck. It might take a little while to stretch your back and the back of your neck out. So take the time to continually correct yourself until your muscles learn how to stretch into the right position. Okay, now we're going to cross the legs over. So the thighs are going to press together and we're going to hold the ankles and draw them down towards the floor. We should get a stretch on the outer edge of the hip of the leg that's nearest our chest. So let's find that stretch, and if you just relax into your waist a little, you'll find that stretch will deepen as your legs just come a little closer towards the floor. Now we're going to release the legs, and if you can, just bring your leg next to the other one for eagle legs, or if you're able to wrap your toes around the calf, do that. Reach your arms up to the ceiling, flatten the shoulder blades down, and then wrap the right arm around the left, coming into eagle arms. If it's hands on shoulders, go there. Backs of hands together, go there. Otherwise, palms together and chin to chest, lift your torso up. Breathe in, breathe out. Elbows to knees. Breathe in, come down, breathe out. Elbows to knees, that's it, beautiful. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, lie down, unwrap the arms, unwrap the legs, and come back to the end position. So taking the left ankle on the right knee, and then push the same knee away with the same hand. So left hand onto left knee. Keep the hips even. Level 2 pigeon hip stretch. Hands are tied behind the opposite thigh. Keep the hips even, spine on the floor. Back of neck lengthened and shoulders soft. Let's cross the thighs over, hold the ankles, draw them down towards the floor, and stretch the outer edge of the opposite hip, so the knee closest to the chest, that is the hip that's going to stretch the most. And now, let's come into those eagle legs, foot next to calf or toes wrapped around. Reach your arms to the ceiling again, shoulder blades flat, and wrap your left arm around your right and find the same arm position as you did last time. Now let's lift the head, chin to chest, breathe in, breathe out, elbow to knee, breathe in, lower yourself down, breathe out, elbows to knees, breathe in, lie down one more time, breathe out, elbows to knees. Let's take a lie down, unwrap the arms and legs, and let's lift the feet up to the ceiling for happy baby. Hands behind the knees. Bring the knees wider than the hips. And if you can, level 2, hands slap to ankles, or level 3, hold the bottoms of your feet. Give your shoulders a little shake. Draw the navel down and flatten your lower back to the floor. Let's rock from side to side in a happy baby. Okay, let's bring the feet down to the floor. Now you can bring your feet as wide as the mat and drop your knees inwards, or have the soles of your feet together and drop the knees outwards. Now let's check in with the shoulder blades. Press the elbows down, lift the back up, hug the shoulder blades together and flatten them down comfortably on the floor. Left hand on heart center, right hand on belly. Lift your head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck and place the head down. Start to breathe into your belly. Relax around your neck and shoulders. Okay, lovely. And now perhaps going into a relaxation position. So extending the legs, just bring the arms out to the sides, perhaps palms up. And that helps us to keep the shoulder blades flat on the floor. And then just curl those fingers. Make sure your spine is comfortable, the back of the neck lengthened. Your jaw soft, teeth a little bit apart. Let your feet and your thighs roll outwards so you can relax into the hips. Now you can turn the video off and spend as much time as you like in relaxation, or join me to finish. Move your fingers and toes. Bring your breath down to your belly. And walk your feet to the end position and roll onto your side. Lift up to a seated position, or rest hands on knees or in the lap. Let the shoulders soften away from ears. And let's bring our hands down by our sides. Breathe in, lifting the arms above the head in prayer,
And breathe out, bring thumbs to heart center. And just spend a moment thinking about the celebration of your successes. What did you feel successful doing today? What did you manage to do just a little bit better than last time? Just pause for a moment, enjoying the success of having done that today. Now let's take 3 deep yoga breaths. Breathe into the belly and bring the breath up to the rib cage, into shoulders and back, and breathe out. Again, big breath into the belly, ribs, shoulders and back, and breathe out. And let's take one more deep breath in your own time. Have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, press like now and subscribe to my channel to get further updates. So come and join me again and let's do some more interesting things with more interesting topics. Namaste.